Ron. Look at this. We have 4 boxes on 10 Minutes with Barb and Ron today. This is Barb Gentili-Green. Happy to be here and excited to hear from our guests. Ron.
And I'm Ron Rogers from OCALI. And oh my goodness, we have Allison and Jenna here. And they're going to introduce themselves and let you know where they're from and everything. And then we've got a true 10 minutes of, you know what? You all love it. Teachers talking about teaching and universal design for learning. So, ladies, if you'd introduce yourselves, I think we'll start with Allison because it starts with an A.
All right. I'm Allison Switzer. I'm a 7th grade math teacher at Rossford Junior High School, and I've been teaching for 9 years. I'm Jenna Bachmayer. I am a 7th grade math teacher as well at Rossford Junior High. With Allison, we work together, both the 2 7th grade math teachers. I've been teaching for 10 years, and this is my 6th year I just completed at Rossford Junior High.
Awesome. Well, Ron told me about you guys just as soon as he got back from a conference because he saw you present at a conference, and he said, Barb, there was UDL all over that presentation. It was just everywhere in it, whether they knew it or not, it was UDL, and we need to get them to talk about it. So that's what we're going to talk about is, first of all, how you heard about universal design for learning, why you chose to even think about using it. And so just take us from that starting point.
Actually, a couple years ago, our school kind of had started using UDL. It was kind of brought into our school. And so that was something that we wanted to start utilizing into our classroom. It was asked to put into, take a couple steps here and there, gradually put it into our classroom. But one of the big reasons that we wanted to do it is I think it's super helpful for the students. It's easy for us to use. It's easy for the students. And it hits the students where they need the help or where they need to be.
Nice. Love that. Allison, did you want to add anything?
When we originally started UDL, I don't even think we were honestly in the mindset to start it. We were just like, okay, we just saw a lot of common problems in both of our classes. Like students would be absent for extended periods of time. They'd come back to class like, well, I don't know how to do it. I missed the lesson. Or we would have a lot of parents reach out to us saying, I can't help at home. I don't know the new math. I don't know how you're teaching it. So that's kind of where Jenna and I started with finding our way through UDL. We started, first off, started recording, and then that kind of transpired into us using the format of UDL.
I got to jump in. I just got to jump in, Barb. I can't hold back anymore. So we have a big interest when people watch 10 Minutes with Barb and Ron. They're like, well, how do you pull the parents in? And you just mentioned, plus when you did your presentation, you talked a lot about how the new math and how to get the parents on board. Could you kind of give some hints there for teachers that might be having trouble with that parent connection and the homework and different things?
Yep. Jenna, do you want to take that one?
Sure. So one of the things that we started doing was recording ourselves. And we would record our lessons as if we were teaching them for the class. We usually have a printout of our lesson or notes that we would go through, and we would fill them in beforehand so our videos wouldn't take as long to create. But we would create them as if we were teaching those students the same content. So use the same verbiage, use the same examples, everything that they would need. And then we actually took those and created a YouTube channel with them so that parents had access to them. So when parents would send us a message, hey, I can't help my son or daughter with this, so they're not going to have their homework done. That was super frustrating for us because yes, you can help them. Maybe they forgot their notes at home, but everything is digital now. So they have all of their videos, they have all of their things that they can reprint. So we created that YouTube channel so we could make sure that the parents could help them, because there are some things that have changed. The new math isn't necessarily harder, but some of it wasn't there when I learned it in 7th grade. That wasn't where it was at. Maybe it was in 10th grade math, or it was in 6th grade math. It's just changed a lot. So a lot of it's coming at them faster or differently. So just sending them that resource coming from us and how exactly we are teaching it to their children, I think has helped a lot.
Yeah. And Jenna and I think, are going to share our grid. And when you look at our UDL format, we call it our grid. That's what our students follow throughout our unit. Over time, Jenna and I have hyperlinked every single document and activity we use. So that way, in the junior high level, parents are still very involved in wanting to like stay on top of their students' assignments, or if they go on vacation, or with COVID being out, they're not having to come to the school to get resources from us. Everything is on the computer. We hyperlink every resource that they need, all the videos of watching us teach it. So it's very much independent, where they can tackle it at home. Obviously, we're there for support if they have questions, and obviously they reach out to us, but everything is at their fingertips.
I told you, Barb, they're amazing. They're amazing. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm going through the UDL framework in my head, flexibility and all these different, and Barb's better at just start pulling them off and naming them all. But you're just hitting so many of those different principles and stuff. And it gives me goosebumps.
Well, just the access alone to that tape that students could listen over and over and over again if they needed to, like that extra support that's there when kids need it. And if they don't need it, great, move on forward with the grid, get going on whatever you need to.
That's another part that we do is actually allowing students to move ahead. So if they, we have those students who do struggle, who need to maybe have it reinforced, but it's also there for those students who are sitting in class and are like, okay, I get this. I got this the first 5 seconds you introduced it. So we have this available to them now that they can move ahead. They can work at their own pace. And that's one of the best things I think about it, is that we have students all over. When you walk into our classroom, we like to call it organized chaos. Like, it looks kind of disastrous, but everyone is doing something different and they're all learning, which is the coolest thing. So I think that is one of the best parts about it, is having those resources that we created. So it's us explaining it, available for them. So whether it's parents looking back, it's a student who maybe dazed out a little bit in class and so they missed an important topic. Maybe they went on vacation, or maybe they were sick. They can always go through and access it, whether it's to catch up or whether it's to go ahead because they understand the material.
Love it. So I have to follow up with this question because, the goal of Universal Design for Learning is to create expert learners so that when our students really know what they know what they don't, know how to approach it, how to get help. So what changes have you noticed in your students over time as you've been implementing more and more of these kind of ideas?
So we have like this cool, when Ron was at our presentation, we gave you like some success stories. So I had a student this past year who is kind of a troublemaker in my classroom, just it's hard to manage. And frustrating enough, he was like my brightest student, to the point where I thought he needed to be in Jenna's advanced class. So Jenna and I pulled him aside, and we, this is more at the beginning of the year where we were introducing the UDL, but we really pulled him aside and showed him like how if you can handle being in Miss Bachmayer's advanced class, we want you to work at this faster pace. And so he went through with Jenna and I checking in with him. And he went through like 2 units to get caught up to Jenna's advanced class. And we officially made the transfer over to Jenna's class. And Jenna can say her statements on how well he did in her class. He started doing UDL, and we never had one behavioral issue from him ever again. It was almost like he was kind of bored in class and he was looking for that challenge and that self-pace, and he loved putting on his headphones and working at his own pace, trying to get caught up. It's like he saw that as a challenge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And in my classroom, he came in and he thrived. He did so well. He actually was doing better than some of the students that were in my advanced class from day one. So to see him come in and be challenged against those students, it was awesome. Especially to have him come in knowing that he had been a behavior issue before, and then come in and not be a behavior issue. And especially after Allison had given him all the stuff, there was no more. But even in the other classes, even in some of the other classes, he was still being a stinker in those classes. But it completely changed once he had that push, maybe that harder material that was given to him. Just so being able to move at his own pace was definitely helpful for that student.
Yeah, and I also have I teach with a co-teacher and an inclusion specialist, and she really appreciates the UDL format because she's able to look at our grids ahead of time. So she's able to modify assignments. She knows we don't have common planning, unfortunately, so she knows the direction I'm going and how to help her special ed students. So it is a really great format that has worked well for us. And Jenna and I always say that even though we kind of have everything laid out, it's still like a work in progress. We're still like updating videos, finding different ways we can improve the process of how it's been working for us throughout the last 4 years.
Wow.
Awesome.
We've got like 1 minute left. So is there anything you'd want to say to anyone that's watching 10 Minutes with Barb and Ron?
Go ahead,
Allison.
We kind of ended our presentation about it can be really overwhelming if you look at our grid and like how to get started. We recommend taking like the hardest unit that you teach and start making little videos there so that when your students can go back and watch those, and if they have to hit pause or follow through with some notes that they may have missed, just start small. And we also recommended just to start scanning everything you have, creating those hyperlinks, and over time you will create your UDL framework that will work for you. So those are some tidbits that we gave our fellow colleagues. Yeah.
I just want to, if someone wants to reach out to you, is it okay if we put your email on the video, like down in the show notes?
Absolutely.
Okay, so people can reach out to you. Well, with that said, I'm going to thank both of you, and Ron's out.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for bringing the in the classroom, down and dirty teacher approach to how UDL can look to help kids. So I really appreciate it. And there's lots more in your brains we want to pick. We might just have to have you come back. So with that, Barb is out.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us, guys.
Thank you.
YouTube, please subscribe. Like, comment, and share.